Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm back with my cards for men and this Kool cats set. I'm going to use that again, and this time I'm going to use the car image. It's quite a big image, so I thought it'd be just easier to use my Misty tool. And I've just got a piece of scrap white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp it out with some onyx black ink because I'm going to be doing some Prismacolor pencil colouring. And today is all about spotlight colouring. So if you are rushed for time, this is a great technique to give you a really good fun look, but you can actually whip up a card really quickly. And it's good especially on masculine designs because it doesn't make it so prissy and full on. It just makes it a little bit more sort of clean and simple and fun. And I think that works really well in a men's card, or a man's card, I should say. All right, so I'm going to list all the colours that I use over at my blog. So I am using Prismacolor pencils today. I have more browns in my Prismas than I do in my Polychromos pencils, and I still am tending to pick those up before I pick up the Polychromos, but I do plan on giving them more of a go soon and let you know how I'm going with that. So when I was looking at this image, I thought to myself, which parts of the image would look good coloured, and what I decided was to highlight the actual cat, the Kool cat himself, and his scarf. And I just thought that'd be enough just to sort of pop the image out off the card front. So I like doing my scarves red. I like doing lots of things, nice bright colours, so I don't know. I decided this time I'm going to steer away from the red, and I've gone for blue, which is of course a great masculine colour. And if you look at the colour wheel, you can see that blue and green are near each other, so they actually go really well together. So that's how I chose the other colour down the track that I put with this one. Browns are neutral, and that goes with everything. And so is black. And so is white. So everything else works fine. I don't even have to think about it. I did decide to ground my image just a little bit with a very light, it's actually a warm grey. I think it's only the 10%, so you can barely see it. And I did add a few details to the ground with a black pencil. In retrospect, I probably would have been better to use a black marker or a Copic marker or a Copic multi-liner to do that, but you know, there you go. Okay, I decided to cut down my panel. I always planned to sort of have my image going off the side. You know me, I love things going off the side. And this one I wanted to save the scarf and things off. I wanted to cut it out. So I'm using the guide wire to actually cut my card panel down, and then I cut it down so that it's just shy of the actual image itself, and then I can use my scissors to actually fussy cut the images out, leaving a small white border. And there's a couple of fine sort of areas in there, and I didn't want to cut them out with the paper trim. I wasn't sure how it's going to go, so a metal ruler and a craft knife, that's another option. And if you don't have the guide wire on your paper trimmer, then you could do this actually for the whole side of the panel. But it is handy. A metal ruler is easier to hold your craft knife up against, and they're not very expensive. So I do actually cut the rest of my panel down now so it can sit on the front of my card, and I'm nearly ready to put my card together. I just need to work on my sentiment. And for that I'm using a sentiment from Your Retro. I've die cut a speech bubble from the Chat Bubbles Penny Black set, and I'm actually using the reverse side of it, and just in some nice, it's almost a chartreuse kind of green. And I've got some onyx black ink to add the sentiment. Just going to sit that aside to dry for a few seconds while I add some Tombow glue. This is the, what's this one called? I don't know. Matte. No, it's not the matte one. It's the other one. It's the one that stays sticky. So you got to watch this one. Make sure you don't get it where you don't want it. Otherwise it'll stick to everything. And then I'm just going to set my little speech bubbles together and set them aside to let them dry. I've got a piece of design paper. This is a really dark wood grain design paper. It's really sweet. And I'm using my ATG gun to add some adhesive to the back of that. I'm still getting used to my ATG. I do like it though. I'm glad I bought it. My trigger was kind of sticking a little bit for a while there, but that seems to have loosened up now that I've used it a little bit more. And it's so much cheaper than a lot of the other rolling adhesives that are out there, so I'm really happy that I bought it. I've added some fun foam to the back of my panel and used some score tape to do that, and then I can just pop this whole panel up on the front of my card, and then all that's left to do is, see me, I just check the card to make sure I'd stuck it on the right way. Hands up who's done that before. All that's left to do now is add some adhesive to the back of my speech bubble, and then I can adhere that direct to the card front. And the good thing about this particular Tombow glue is it doesn't take as long to dry as the matte medium, and I'm impatient. So that's why I prefer it, if I can use that one. So that's my finished card. Thanks for joining me today. I'll be back again real soon. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.